Hey there, YouTubes. Today I want to talk about one of my fears. I have a fear that my negative feelings toward my ex might become generalized. I'll put a psychological definition below me, or above me, depending on how this camera shot works out. I have a feeling that these negative feelings I hold toward my ex might generalize to people that she holds characteristics in common with. Specifically, the characteristic of body type. My ex was twice my size. She was a rather curvy individual. And I have a fear that all the negativity that I hold inside me toward my ex might, somehow my mind might apply it to people who are curvy. And why do I fear this? I fear this because my ex was quite proud, or at times she seemed like she was proud and very body positive toward her body, which I think is awesome. Body positivity toward your own body is wonderful. But while she was doing that, she didn't even seem to understand my body type, or even try to understand my eating disorder issues. So, to give you an example, early on in our relationship, I had stayed the night with her, and in the morning I woke up with an upset stomach because I hadn't eaten for probably 12 to 16 hours, somewhere in the middle there, and I puked. And the first words out of her mouth were not, "Are you okay?" It was, "Are you making yourself throw up?" And, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, that can kind of be an understandable reaction. I mean, bulimia, but the thing is, I had not binged. Nor have I ever binged, which maybe she didn't know that at that point, because it was early on in the relationship. But it kind of stuck with me, that thought of, okay, she thinks I might have that kind of eating disorder. And so time went by, we got more into our relationship, and then there was a time where we were going to get dinner from a shop, and then go back to her place and hang out. And so she stopped into a sub shop, a sub. I don't know what else to call it. $5 footlongs. And right down the street from there was a fast food place I had liked. So I was like, okay, well, you get yours, and then I'm gonna walk down here and get mine. And she got angry at me because apparently she didn't want her ex to see, or she didn't want her roommate. To see the bag from that place in their apartment. And when I ate fast food, it made it harder for her to eat the more healthy stuff from this sub shop. And I was like, wow. Well, in the back of my mind I was thinking, wow. But the thing is that with anorexia and anorexic-like symptoms, you need to eat whatever you think tastes good. I mean, within reason. And honestly, I like fast food better than I like subs. And I mean, we were literally right across the street from my dorm room. I could have easily just said, fuck it, and went back to my dorm room. But for that night, I believe I decided, well then, if I can't eat what I want, I'm not going to eat at all. And she got her sub and whatnot, and just the night went on. And furthermore, at another point toward the end of our relationship, she said, to cure your anorexia, all you have to do is eat more. Epic fail. So apparently, if all an anorexic needs to do is eat more, that means all a person of larger size needs to do is eat less. Forget cultural context, forget body image issues, forget anxiety and depression, forget all these other things associated with eating disorders. All you need to do is eat more or less. What the fuck? And throughout the relationship, when I would hang out with her and her friends, they'd be all like, our body type this, our body type that, and make the opposite body type, my body type, seem like the enemy. So, I mean, you can understand why I would have a lot of negativity built up in my head toward people who she has this common trait with. People of size, people who are curvier. And I flat out fear that my anger and my pain associated with her might become associated with these other people just because they happen to look like her. And I seriously fear that. I mean, I have to admit, like, when I'm walking down the street and I see a woman who is more curvy, at times a pang of anxiety goes through my brain. And it's because my ex held this trait so strongly. And part of my mind associates all that negativity I have with her toward her physical type. And I really don't want to be like that. I seriously don't. But my point. I think some people who have been through negativity, been through date rape, might generalize all their negativity and all their hate for the person who attacked them, for the person who hurt them, to people who have things in common with their attacker. Like, if a woman gets date raped by a man, she might be very negative toward men from there on out. Once she has healed herself to a point where she can even talk, or where she can even feel comfortable enough to walk outside, or feel comfortable enough in herself to speak about it, she might have a massively negative response toward all men. She might become a man-hater, or she might turn to third-wave feminism as a reaction, because some, not all, some third-wave feminists offer some third-wave feminists offer a very male-negative environment, and kind of a men are the enemy, the penis is the enemy, which, yes, I realize is a stereotype, but you have to admit some radical, extremist third-wave feminists do offer that. And it sucks. And it's wrong. And it's sad that this happens. I mean, I think part of it could even be like a survival tool, you know? Stone Age brain in a modern day body. Or in a modern world. Like, hey, if I got my arm chewed off by if I got my arm gnawed on by a cheetah, if I see something that kind of looks like a big old cat, I'm going to try and stay away from it. And that kind of wiring and that kind of preset that helped us survive at one point might be working against us now. But, you know, generalization. When we were out roaming the plains, I'm sure it had a very positive purpose, and I'm sure it helped keep us alive. But now it works against us, because if you have a negative experience with one type of person, it makes you fear people or creatures that have common traits with this negative experience, with this person that created a negative experience for you. Those traits that these other people who you might have never met before might have some trait in common with this person who caused negativity in your life. And then, so part of your brain wants to take all those negative traits and put it on this other person who you probably don't know. It's wrong. It sucks. It's something that I personally am trying to work around. It's something that I'm trying to fight against so that I don't get that pang of anxiety. And I think that the more we do this, the more we try to fight that, the more we try to look at people as individuals, the more we try to fight some of our Stone Age hardwiring, the better we become as people. But those are just a couple of thoughts. Peace out, YouTubes.